For more than 8 decades, this outdoor test of an archer's skill has played out on many of the world's greatest stages. London, Paris, Berlin, New York, Beijing, and Belek have all hosted the best with bows and arrows. In 2015, that duty was bestowed upon Denmark and the iconic city of Copenhagen, which became one of the more diverse spots on planet Earth, with a record number of 96 nations, bringing more than 600 archers to Scandinavia for archery's 48th World Championships. After Korea captured the women's team bronze medal, it was time for Ukraine's women to search for gold in Scandinavia. From left to right, Olena Borisenko, Victoria Diakova, and Maria Shkolna, ranging from 17 to 21 years of age. They would be facing a team from the Netherlands that included 17-year-old Evelien Groeneveld, along with the more seasoned Irina Markovic on the left and the 24-year-old Inge van Kaspel in the center. The Dutch shot down Korea during the semifinals, while Ukraine's women upset top seed Colombia in the first round. So both squads were battle-tested going into the showdown at Christiansborg Palace. We pick up the action after 3 ends. Netherlands leading by 1 slim point. The 21-year-old Diakova, going after her first medal, gets the ball rolling. She hits pay dirt with the first shot of the 4th end. And so does the 17-year-old Maria Shkolna. 19-year-old Olena Borisenko would nail a 9, applying more pressure on the Dutch. Inge van Kaspel would answer with a solid shot, as would the promising 17-year-old Evelien Groeneveld and the veteran Irina Markovic as well. No big mistakes by the Netherlands, but no big-time shots either. And just like that, they'd lost the lead and trailed by 1. Diakova dialed up a 9 for Ukraine, and so did Shkolna. If Ukraine was going to start pulling away, they had to have a 10 from Borisenko, and that is exactly what she delivered. The Dutch did not have an answer. Inge van Kaspel could not connect with the gold rings. So while the 17-year-old Groeneveld did her best to keep the ship from sinking, there was little she or Markovic could do to catch Ukraine. A 4-point swing in the 4th and final set swings the match to the team that was seeded 16th when the week began. While the Dutch women hugged in consolation, Ukraine's women hugged in celebration. Diakova, Shkolna, and Borisenko pulling off the upset, coming back from 3 down at the start of this match to win by 3. Final score, Ukraine 226, the Netherlands 223. For the Dutch, it was a match that was in their grasp and simply slipped away. All the girls on our team were nervous, but it was an amazing feeling. We did everything during the match, but that last end gave us the chance to win. We did it.
I'm Albina Loginova from Russia. I'm world champion, and I'm going to explain you some things about my technique. I use 2 sides of my body, so my left hand is push the bow to the target, and right hand is drawing. I shoot with 2 types of releases. One is back tension and one is trigger. But I shoot both of them like back tension. When it's not so good weather conditions, when it's windy, most of the time I shoot in with trigger release. When my release touches the body, I'm aiming, and if wind comes, So I just stop the drawing and waiting when it's the right moment for the shot. And when it comes, I just draw again and release it. But it's, you know, it's not so easy to show it because it's just a little bit moving. So it's more inside the body. So this moving more inside the body.
After dealing Denmark a disappointing 4-point setback in the semis, Team Canada had its sights set on some Scandinavian gold. And why not? The Canadians featured a pair of former world champs, Dietmar Trillis and Christopher Perkins, along with World Cup medalist Kevin Tatarin. No one on the Iranian side had the same credentials, although Majid Gedi had captured 3 World Cup medals in his career. None of that would matter as these two countries win head-to-head in the men's team gold medal match. Down by 2 after the first end, Iran came back to even the score after 3 ends. For Ismail Ebadi, X would indeed mark the spot for his first shot of the 4th end. Amir Kazimpur, the middleman, made his contribution with a 9, setting the table for Gedi, who got the job done tacking on another 10. Trillis, tried and tested for many years, would be tested again and score a 9. Perkins uses pinpoint precision to put 10 more on the board for Canada. But would an 8 seal their fate? The Canadians now down by 1 with 3 shots to go. Abadi bangs home another 10, but Kazimpur sends a wayward shot into the 8 ring, making it imperative for Majid to find the heart of that target. Still, Canada could win with 3 arrows in the 10 ring. Trillis could not ring one up. But Christopher Perkins would. The 2011 world champ setting the stage for Kevin Tatarin, who came through in the clutch and tied the score at 226 to send this gold medal match to another shoot-off. Iran did not mind working overtime, taking a 1-point lead after the first 2 arrows. Once again, Kevin Tatarin found himself in a pressure-packed situation, and he responded. Iran would have to strike gold to have a chance, and Majid Gedi was as good as gold. Gedi gets it, planting the final shot in the 10 ring to set off a raucous celebration for 3 archers, as well as a nation seldom seen on the archery scene these past few years. It was a sweet victory for Iran, thanks in large part to Majid Gedi, who found the sweet spot when it mattered most. The Iranians coming from behind to beat Canada and lay claim to the World Championship title in 2015. They win the shoot-off and then tell everyone how they did it. Before we came here to the World Championships, we knew we could win a medal. But we never expected to win the gold. After we beat the Colombian team, though, we started to believe it was possible. Possible just to make the finals.
Okay, Sarah, you ready for our challenge today?
Okay.
Our challenge today is to take off our stabilizers as fast as we can, and then we have to shoot 3 arrows, and the closest to the center wins.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I think so.
Let's do this.
Just wait.
I'm waiting. Whenever you're ready. 3, 2, 1.
Is it a sidebar also?
Yeah, sidebar and front rod. you got one more.
3.
Yep.
So I got the ice cream.
You got the ice cream. Yes.
It had been a rugged road for Russia's Maria Vinogradova to reach the women's bronze medal match. After winning by 1 in the quarterfinals, she would lose by 1 in the semis. Still, she would not have to go home empty-handed if she could beat the top-ranked woman in the world. Colombia's Sarah Lopez was on a roll coming into Copenhagen, coming off a strong showing at the World Youth Championships in the United States and a gold medal performance in China at Stage 1 of the World Cup campaign. Here on the Palace Square, Lopez had come from 2 down after the first end, and she led by 3 going to the 4th end.
Она не показала тебя.
Maria Vinogradova on the ropes right now, but counter-punching with a 9.
Еще правый.
Sarah strikes back, tattooing the 10 ring. Maria needs to make her move, but goes the wrong way. So a 9 from Lopez right here bumps the lead up to 7, making Maria's effort seem like a moot point. Still, when Sarah surrenders a point, her lead is now down to 6 with 3 shots to go. Her opponent's shot at the bronze may be a long shot, but Vinogradova still has a flicker of hope. Maria goes right down the middle to start the 5th end, but Lopez isn't budging an inch. Maria mining some more gold. But Sarah's putting a stranglehold on that medal. Vinogradova finishes strong, but now Maria needs a miracle, and she'll have to wait. Colombia's Sarah Lopez delivers the kill shot, running the table with 3 great shots to end the match and secure an imposing 7-point victory, not to mention her first individual medal at the World Championships. 2 years before in Belek, she came away with a team gold medal. But here in Copenhagen, Lopez took matters into her own hands, roaring back from an early 2-point deficit to pull away and win by a wide margin over a young Russian who we're likely to hear from again in the future.
Давай, кто начинает?
Kim Yu-ni had a chance to make history. She'd already won a pair of team gold medals in Denmark and now had the opportunity to become the first Korean archer to ever win an individual world title in compound. Standing in her way, America's Crystal Gauvin, a remarkable woman who left the corporate world to pursue a path that eventually led to Copenhagen and a World Championship gold medal match. She'd already upset top seed Sarah Lopez and now needed to knock off 7th seed Kim Yu-ni. With Braden Gelantine in the coach's box and eyes up high in the sky, this battle began brewing. 9 shots in the books, the Korean was in command on top by 4, the American down but not out. Boom goes the dynamite. Gauvin hoping to chip away at that lead, and she does. Ms. Kim cooperating with a 9 that cuts the difference down to 3. But Crystal Gauvin's about to give the gift back to Kim Yu-ni. Crystal's 9.
Good shot. Doing great.
Followed by Kim's dagger down the middle, builds the margin back to 4. The 31-year-old American's not about to give in. She zeroes in on the 10 ring, but can't make any headway with Kim connecting time after time. So deep into this match, the 21-year-old Korean, who made her debut last year, would find herself up by 4 once again with just 3 arrows to go. By the same token, Crystal Gauvain, much like Christian Borg Palace, literally found herself on an island. The only way off? Put a laser lock on the center of her target and hope for the best. The strategy appears to pay off when Gauvain gains a point after Kim Yoon-hee lands her first shot of the fifth end in the 9 ring. But when Crystal can't keep the momentum going, her opponent takes it right back. Miss Kim comes through again, essentially putting this match out of reach. Gauvain gamely finishes on a high note, knowing her fate rests in the hands of Kim Yoon-hee, who does indeed make history, becoming the first Korean compound archer to win a world title. It's a 3-point victory for the gold medal in women's compound, a victory that reinforces a message Korea's been sending for more than a year. That nation's not just a powerhouse in recurve anymore, they're a country that intends to contend in compound from here on out. Kim Yoon-hee blazing a trail with her historic 3-point win over Crystal Gauvain, 144-141. When I was in South Korea, I just trained. But when I was on this final venue, I was just focused on 10, 10, 10. Not even lower scores, just hitting the 10, and that's what helped me win. Before the main event, a warm-up act featuring Colombia's Camilo Cardona in the men's bronze medal match. The 20-year-old had already tuned up for this by beating his teammate Daniel Munoz, plus he was coming off a mixed team gold medal win at the Youth Championships in the States. On the other hand, Adam Ravenscroft was still on the hunt for his first major medal on the international scene. Adam's chances looked good going into the fourth end. Ravenscroft nurturing a 2-point lead with 6 to shoot on the Palace Square. But this is where things got interesting. Cardona finally found the range just as Adam faltered ever so slightly. The Colombian calmly collecting himself and coming through again on his next shot. But this time, the big Brit had an answer. The lead stays at 1, but for how long? Cardona's in a groove, turning up the heat on Ravenscroft. Turns out Adam's able to handle that heat. It's still a 1-point edge, but now with 3 arrows left in the quiver. The question is, can Cardona keep it going? Camilo loses a little of the magic and will lose ground if Ravenscroft comes through. Consider it done. It's a 2-point cushion again. With 2 shots to go, Cardona drops down below the center ring, providing another opportunity for Ravenscroft to put more daylight between the two. This up-and-comer from Colombia finally stops the bleeding, but it's too late. Adam Ravenscroft needs but 8 to win, so 9 is more than enough. The wait is finally over for the 33-year-old from Great Britain. And what a time and place to break through. Adam KO's Camilo Cardona, holding off a late charge by the Colombian to lay claim to his first medal, a World Championship bronze medal for the UK. The man from the United Kingdom takes a 2-point lead in the first set, builds it up to 4, sees it shrink down to 1, but never lets go. Quoth the Raven, nevermore.
Today I have been shooting in the lot of finals. I shot against Mike Schlosser, which was a really tough match, and we shot the same, and so it was down to shoot off, and I was like a little bit closer than him. In the end, I shot against Adam Ravenscroft, He didn't shoot that good. I think he got like a bit nervous or something, but I just did my game and just performed as good as I could. Today it just didn't make me nervous at all. I was like really confident and just my shot. There was a lot of Danish people supporting me, and it's really nice, but it was just everything worked. And at this field it was nice to have the TV and being at national TV while shooting. It was a good feeling. For me, it's not so much that it's in Denmark, because it's just a competition no matter where it is. If I get to the top, which I don't know, it will be a new day, so I cannot say if I will, but I'll be super happy. It will be so amazing to do it in Denmark and with all the Danish people cheering for me, hopefully, and yeah, it will just be amazing. My preparation until Saturday, which in 2 days, tomorrow I'll just relax, just enjoy the day, maybe shoot like 100 arrows, just to have a shooting without no nerves or anything, just for keep practicing and all that. But on Saturday it will all start again, and I'll just hopefully get a good night's sleep and be ready for it.
At long last, after a good night's rest, the marquee matchup everyone in Denmark was dying to see. The man of the hour, 20-year-old Stefan Hansen, who survived elimination thanks to a shoot-off win over reigning world champion Mike Schlosser. The last remaining hurdle, a big one. India's Rajat Chauhan brought an impressive resume and a higher world ranking to Copenhagen. But he could clearly sense this match would not play out at a neutral site. The score would remain tied through the first 2 sets, with the young Dane making his move in the third set, picking up 3 points on Chauhan. The Palace Square packed for the men's gold medal showdown, which was far from over. Rajat making that very clear with his opening salvo of the fourth end. Hansen hangs tough. The baby-faced assassin putting another royal stamp on the 10-ring. With the hometown crowd roaring, Rajat would turn down the volume just a bit. Hansen would back off the pedal just a bit, leaving the door open for Chauhan, who punches another hole in the center circle. That puts the onus on Hansen, who can handle that burden. He proved that with a pair of team medals at Stage 2 in Antalya last spring, and winning his 3rd World Youth Championship title last June. But you're only as good as your next shot, as Stefan still had work to be done to meet his country's high expectations. With Christian Borg Palace casting long shadows over the square, Rajat Chauhan began his final bid. But now he needed some help from Hansen, and none was forthcoming. Hansen methodically marching toward the top spot on the podium. When Chauhan wanders into the 9-ring, Hansen bears down even more to increase his lead to 3 with 1 arrow to go. Try as he might, Rajat's just a little bit off. He can't afford to be. Not against the steely-eyed Dane, who's got the target and that medal in his peep sight. And there it is. After thousands of hours of practice and countless number of practice shots, it all pays off. The stadium explodes in a joyous celebration. It's a fairy tale ending in a city made famous by Hans Christian Andersen and now Stefan Hansen. In my match against Rajat, I was really nervous at the start. I had all my family and everybody was here to cheer for me. A lot of people were hoping I would win, but I got over my nerves and went all the way.